Now, 8 Investigates is still trying to get reaction as this report is now public. Nora Hogan sat down with the father of Joseph Walker, who was killed at Schmenges, and a Maine military veteran who helps connect service members with mental health treatment. Nora now in studio. What did they have to make of all of this?
Kathleen, John, both of these men think that the Army dropped the ball by failing to support Robert Card, but the blame doesn't stop there.
This could have been prevented by civilians, by the military, by everybody involved.
I sat down with Jerry DeWitt, a veteran who now runs the Lewiston-Auburn branch of the Maine Military and Community Network.
We have mental health counselors in the military, in the reserve, and the National Guard and stuff. But the chaplain is also involved in this too, and I think should have been. I didn't see anywhere that the chaplain was talked about at all. Where's the spiritual support that this person needed?
In addition to serving overseas, he also spent time in the same reserve unit that Robert Card eventually joined. He thinks that the 3 officers who were disciplined were merely scapegoats. All 3 were in the rank of colonel and below.
The soldiers that make up the unit did their job. The leadership failed him.
He believes the report shows that the Army dropped the ball multiple times. First, by failing to support Card after his family reported their concerns. Next, by failing to follow up after his hospital stay. And last, by ignoring the alarms raised by a friend and fellow reservist.
And I know 18 others would be here with us today if Card would have been stopped at the level of the military.
Leroy Walker lost his son, Joseph Walker. He was shot and killed trying to save others at Schmenges Bar and Grill.
They should have been trained a lot better to handle something like this, but apparently their training wasn't up to par.
But the blame doesn't stop there.
We drop the ball every day on people in Maine who have mental health issues.
And for family members of the victims, it leaves more unanswered questions.
You think it's going to get easier. It doesn't get easier. It just makes your heart break over and over.